Good evening. Thanks for tuning in to Real America with Dan Ball tonight, folks. We truly appreciate it. And I mean, we really, really appreciate it, folks, even more so than ever before. Why am I saying that tonight? Because thanks to you, the loyal viewers of OAN, you keep all of us here on this program and this network doing what we do on the daily, despite the attacks from the radical left and the woke mob's attempts to silence us for the last few years. You all know, it is no secret, conservative voices, conservative media, Americans that are conservative, just sounding off on their personal social media. We are all being silenced, censored, over-criticized, scrutinized, you name it, especially when you compare it to folks on the left, whether it's the left-leaning media outlets or your neighbor. Are they being censored on the daily? Are they being canceled? I highly doubt it. And we all know the vast majority of media outlets in this country, I mean, studies have been done, lean way to the left. So where is our voice? Conservatives, America First Americans who want to have that voice about their faith in Christianity, secure borders, a strong military, education curriculum, sticking to just that, curriculum, education, not activism. A strong overseas presence without being the world police. You know, those things that put our country and our countrymen and women first. Why would someone want to censor that voice in this nation? Unless you just hate this country. You hate what we stand for. You want that globalization to happen. You want America as we know it to just fade into the sunset, dissolve and become this big global entity. I sure as hell don't want that, and I'll bet you a lot of you don't either. But that's what's happening. When you take away an opposing viewpoint, the voice of that other side of the argument, the debate, the civil discourse we used to be able to have, and you just have one voice being ruled by the ruling class, by these liberal Democrats, by their media, what happens? Socialism, communism, they take over. We've seen it time and time again. I don't care if you're talking about Venezuela, China, you name it. That's what's happened. And a man who knows a lot about being censored by the left is now calling on Congress to investigate the mass political censorship that we as a nation have been witnessing over the last few years. This weekend at the Turning Point event, the USA's Student Action Summit down in Florida, 45 himself, President Donald J. Trump, said that the American people need to now fight like never before to restore our right of free speech. He, like I, are warning Americans that we will turn, this is him, quote, Venezuela on steroids if the censorship of conservatives across the country continues. I totally agree, Mr. President. Take a listen to some of his speech.
If debate can be silenced, if dissent can be suppressed, if conservative ideas can be systematically shut down, then very simply, we do not have a free country anymore.
We don't. Thank you, Mr. President. You're right. If you censor, if you stifle, if you stop an opposing viewpoint in this country from simply discussing it, and whether it's by the water cooler or on this network, on a cable or satellite provider, it should not be stifled. Now, I bring up the subject of censorship tonight because, once again, the One America News Network is the target of the left. Radically censoring us again, which pretty much is what they do to anybody. You watching may have been a victim on your Facebook or Twitter account at one point over the last couple of years. If you go against this New World Order agenda and the left-wing radical woke mob, forget about it. They will destroy you. As you all know, our network, OAN, has been censored numerous times over the last couple of years, especially the last, 18 to 24 months. From YouTube demonetizing us a little over a year ago, to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram blocking or shadow banning our pages, to, of course, the heinous act by one guy over at AT&T forcing DirecTV to drop us from their lineup purely over political differences. Well, guess what? It's happening again. This time the censorship is coming from Verizon and their cable division, Verizon Fios. And before I get into the details of what's going down, let's take a look back. About a year or so ago, two Democrat members of Congress that sit on the House Commerce Committee, which oversees the FCC, Federal Communications Committee, right? They sent a letter to all of the cable and satellite providers out there asking them to, as they put it, take action and address the spread of misinformation by conservative news networks. Now, along with asking if the companies are going to continue carrying networks like OAN, Newsmax, and Fox, they specifically mentioned, they wanted to know, hey, what are you going to do about this? Are you going to continue to carry them? Shouldn't you be looking into it? Shouldn't you be investigating them? We think they're not credible news organizations. Again, this all started, and that's Rep. Anna Eshoo of California and Jerry McNerney of California, both two liberal, radical-ass House Democrats trying to silence all conservative voices. Now, by the way, I'd like to point out just real quick, because I thought it was a hypocritical move by Verizon, that it was recently revealed they gave $10 million to Black Lives Matter. You know, that corrupt gaslighting organization that's used millions of those dollars donated by hardworking Americans to enrich their top brass. They're out buying $6 million properties everywhere, while poor black communities haven't received one penny. They also made all their employees at Verizon attend critical race theory training because they're so woke. But yet, they're now censoring us. So, let's get to why you'll no longer be able to view OAN on Verizon Fios come the end of July. And the answer is a very simple one, folks. Political discrimination. Let me repeat that. Political discrimination by Verizon. Period. Point blank. End of story. They can tell all the damn lies they want. That's what it is. And they're censoring our freedom of speech and freedom of the press. You know, those pesky constitutional rights that these new radical leftists could care less about these days. I was always taught when I was a young journalist that the media was supposed to be the fourth state. Have you ever heard that phrase? The fourth state. We got our three branches of government, and then you have the media. We're supposed to be the ones keeping these crooked politicians on both sides in check. But what happens, folks, when nearly all of the media and the majority of all these corporate tyrants and overlords are in the back pocket of the liberal lawmakers on one side of the aisle? How in the hell can you have free press? How can you have free speech? You can't. And that's why they're doing everything they can do to shut us down. But I'm here to tell you, that's not going to happen. No way in hell. So let me tell you what's going on behind closed doors, because what Verizon's telling you, the public, is a load of bullshit. Period. And you know me, I like to call BS when I see it. So the overlords at Verizon, their CEO and his top cronies, who, oh, by the way, are not from the U.S., they're from socialist countries who don't value the importance of free speech and a free independent media because they've never had it in their countries. Anyway, these tyrants that run this company, who are taking their marching orders from these Democrat lawmakers, I showed you the letter, to remove OAN off of their Verizon Fios completely. Why are they doing it? I'm going to tell you their reason, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Because they don't have one. They're making up a story to spew to all you subscribers of Verizon that are still watching me for the next 5 days. But they're putting a false narrative out there. They're telling you negotiations fell apart between OAN and Verizon earlier this month. Wrong. The massive telecommunications company even started telling their consumers a few days back via text messages and emails that it was the Herring Network family who wouldn't reach an agreement with them. I'm here to tell you that's one big ass lie. And they're perpetuating it every second. If you call the 1-800 number, they have their operators lying to you. You probably got the text or the email. I think we have one that literally says we couldn't reach an agreement because of the network family. That's false. That's a lie. Here's one the viewer sent in to me personally. Heads up, Ryan Fios canceling OAN in our area. Please get this turned around. OAN's the only news I trust. Thank you. There's the notice. And if again you call, they're going to tell you it's our fault. We wanted more. We couldn't reach an agreement. Let me tell you what, folks. I spoke directly to the Herring family, the owner of this network, Mr. H, as we lovingly call him, and his sons. We offered a massive discount for our service to give them, our product, One America News. They purchase it from us, and then they charge you, and you got the, whatever, 200-300 channels, however many you have on Verizon, right? We offered a discount. They wouldn't take it. They didn't want us to return for another year. Why? Politics. And real quick, for any of you liberal activists online over at The Beast or Media Matters or all those stupid-ass liberal rags online that's going to take this segment, try to twist it, and say I'm out there pleading for this, begging for that, blah, blah, blah. Do me a favor. Will you folks please act like journalists for one damn minute? Do your homework about what I'm saying, okay? Because this is the 100% God's honest truth, okay? Verizon contacted us. We started negotiations. Then they said, nope, bye. We're not renewing. And you know the excuse they told my bosses? We don't think you're a credible news organization, so we're dropping you. But in the same breath, they don't say that to you. To the public, they put out the email or tell their phone jockeys to tell you it's our fault. We wouldn't negotiate. We wanted more. We left the table. Lies, lies, lies. Why would they tell you that? Verizon subscribers watching me right now? If not for political reasons. So come July 31st, you'll no longer be able to view this program or this network on Verizon Fios. We have tried everything possible to make a deal with them, folks, but it's going to happen. So here's your call to action. 1, call Verizon. We'll get the number at the bottom of the screen. The simple one's 1-800-VERYZON. Give them hell. 2, dump all your Verizon plans. And 3, sign up for OAN on our homepage. Go to OANN.com. And from now through October, we're offering it free to you. That's how important it is for us here at the Herring Family Network, One America News, and this program, Real America, to get the truth out there. It's sad, folks. It's sad. But again, they're lying to you, and I wanted you to know it. And unfortunately, the censoring doesn't end there. As many of you folks know, I host a second show that airs on OAN and our sister network. It's called Hungry Heroes. This is a apolitical show. You've maybe seen the episodes. It has nothing to do with politics and politicians. It is a show about heroes and food. My tagline is what fuels these heroes' minds, bodies, and souls. It's a harmless program. I go around the country producing and covering cops, firefighters, military, nonprofit groups. I came up with the show concept years ago in honor of my late brother, Don Ball, who was a fireman. It's a fun show. It also gives back, by the way. We give a check at the end of each episode, like $5,000, thanks to the Herring Network, to the hero units, Fallen Hero Fund, safety equipment, whatever they need. Here's the money. Use it. And now Biden's Department of Defense, the DOD, is censoring my show. This is a show I produce and sell to OAN and AWE. Last month, I tried to book an episode at a Navy base, Miramar Naval Air Station in San Diego. I thought with all the success of that new Top Gun Maverick movie, it'd be fun to highlight what the ground crew does on the jets. So I was going to do a day in the life of them and see what they eat and hang out with them. So I called up our military liaison, who, by the way, just last summer, got approval for my team to fill on a Marine base out in the middle of the Mojave Desert with their EOD unit. No problem last summer. Biden regime was only in charge for like 6-7 months, right? So I requested last month, and guess what I got? I got a text from this individual last week informing me that the DOD would not approve my request to film on any basis from here on out because, quote, my program airs on OAN, which the DOD now deems a non-credible news organization. Gee, where have we heard that phrase before? I've seen frickin' YouTubers and social media influencers gain access to film segments on our military bases. And here I am, an Air Force vet, 30 years of news experience, filming a show that has nothing to do with politics. It's breaking bread with heroes, giving money back, and they're banning me. Joining us now, one of the main reasons that this labor of love, my second show, Hungry Heroes, even had a first season and will now have a second season, is the founder and CEO. He's our title sponsor for my program, Dave Mortosh with Mortosh Financial, out of my home state, the great state of Ohio. Dave, yes. You're probably about as mad as me, but I don't know. I might be a little hotter under my collar than you are on mine. But how about them apples? That the Biden regime is now ordering the DOD to not allow us onto military installations to shoot this program.
So Dan, I'm every bit as hot as you are, but I'm going to try to keep this positive and
that's
negative.
That's why I brought you on. You're a positive guy.
So, positive guy. We are honored. Literally, my wife and I are honored to be sponsoring the second season of Hungry Heroes. The first season was absolutely fantastic. So we are blessed. I can't help it that, there's communists out there. I can't help that. But so we are honored, my wife Sophie and I, to be sponsoring the show. But we're going to have fun this year, Dan. Here's the positive. We are asking our viewers to help us find places to go. Viewers know a police station that's doing something special. They know a fire department that just saved 6 people out of a burning building. They know a nonprofit that's doing something amazing in their city, or a vets organization that's doing something great around them. Mm-hmm. So you and I won't know about that, Dan, but we will when they write into you, and they're going to help us with season number 2. Now, another great announcement that you and I do a ton for, the Travis Mills Foundation, is going to be one of the episodes, and I can't wait for that because, as you and I know, Travis Mills is amazing.
Yes, he is.
So, on the negative side of this, I got to admit, Dan, I was a little tired when I looked at this. I looked at the bottom of the screen, it says call Verizon. I think the guy's name, wasn't it Klaus von Hitler or something like that? I read at the bottom. I was a little bit tired, Dan, but he's communist. Now, I got caught in the AT&T communism. So I want to tell everybody that's listening tonight to us.
Yep.
I went to streaming. Walk out of Verizon, go to the streaming. It's better and it's cheaper.
You got it.
And we've got your show, Dan.
Yeah, we've got 2 ways to do it. The easiest right now is on our website, OANN.com. A lot of folks back in the day, too, in the last couple of years, have downloaded the Cloud TV app, KLOWD. You can do that. It's a couple bucks a month, but we're also offering the OAN one free for a few months. So there you go. Dave, as always, never enough time with you. Thank you, sir, for coming on, talking about this blatant political censorship that we're enduring here at OAN as it comes to Verizon, and now the Department of Defense censoring my show. Dave, by the way, folks, is one of my most trusted friends with my cash, and I'll throw this out as a plug to you because you've been so gracious with OAN and our program, Hungry Heroes, and this show, Real America. If you're worried about where to put your money in the time of all this financial crisis, right there, mortoshfinancial.com. I trust this guy. Dave, thank you so much, and we'll be chatting offline about getting to the Travis Mills Foundation next month to film episode 2 of Hungry Heroes. Thank you, Dave. God bless you.
Wait and tell your viewers we switched. Switch.
There you go. Dump them. Switch. Go streaming. Saves you money. Listen to the money guy. Dave, God bless you. Take care, buddy. See you later.
Thank you.
Yep.